Yes, people. It's your boy Jerry stepping in for the broski Usman. This is Usman Talks United. I got a very special panel backstage, yeah. And let me tell you, we can't wait for Fred to fly in and play the game on the weekend. Shout out to Fred, shout out to Kavadi, shout out to all the man. And listen, a lot to discuss tonight, man. Obviously, is Ollie under pressure? I mean, that's a very stupid question. He's always under pressure. We'll be talking about our best lineups and obviously the defensive crisis we have at Man United. So, guys, make sure you smash the like, subscribe if you're new, and let's get into it, man. Hey, listen, that intro still gasses me. I swear down, man. Hey, big up Yusuf, big up everyone involved in that intro because that was fire. Now introducing my bro, Mr. Usman's here in the building. Look, he wasn't even ready. He wasn't even ready, man. Listen, we got a lot to discuss, my guy. How you doing, man?
Yeah, I'm good, man. Listen, it's been a while. We're back finally after a week. Much needed break. I'm hearing you talking nonsense about Fred already, but I'm sure we'll get into that. But yeah, listen, thank you as always for hosting, man. I appreciate it.
No worries, man. Always a pleasure. And you guys know the face, you know the name. Mr. Coach Kojo from Free Midfield is in the building. My bro, what you saying, man?
I'm good, man. I'm good. I'm happy to be back in Usman Talks United. It feels like it's been a while.
It has been a while, to be fair.
But we do need, I have said, we need the Jerry show. You know what I'm saying? So at some point,
Guys, stop it, man. Stop it, man. I'm just stepping in.
This is the Jerry show, basically.
Exactly,
He's in charge. Whatever he wants to discuss is on him. It's on him.
Listen,
I hate that. Good. No Fred, though.
Hosting is all fun, but sometimes it's good to be the guest. I can't wait for me to be in that position. But listen, we got a very, very special guest. You guys seen his face all over Twitter, man. I see his video on BR Football.
Yes.
I met this guy in the Football Terrace live. Very cool, brother. You guys know his name. Now let's Lyes. You guys know the name. Is it a whole lot of Lyes? Whole lot of Lyes. It is what it is. What are you telling me, my guy? Welcome to Usman Talks United.
My guy, it's been a while, honestly. It's been a minute, but thank you for having me back on the show. I'm ready to talk United, everything about this hectic ass club. But yeah, let's get into it.
Yeah, man. Always a pleasure to have you on the channel. Shout out to Wes, always in the building. Kojo, happy to see you. So, guys, where should we begin, man? Obviously, the Prem is back, which is a positive. Let's talk about football in general first, because United kind of brings down the mood a little bit. But, Usman, I'll come to you first. Like you said, it's been a long time, that you've been, recording and whatnot. The Prem is back, man. How you feeling?
Yeah, I've been happier, to be honest. Like, with the international break, I mean, I don't really watch international football, so no stress, basically. I'm not going to lie, no stress. I know, obviously, England, here, there, and everywhere in terms of results, but yeah, no, it's good to have the football back. I'm not going to lie. Of course, we miss it on the weekends, but in general, man, it's just almost pointless at this point, really. We're already 7 games in, and we're already looking for that top 4 race. So I don't really know where to begin, to be honest, as a Manchester United fan. But obviously, it's good to have the football back, to be honest.
Right, straight in, Ollie. Listen, we'll get into all that good stuff.
I don't know why on Facebook it doesn't say whose name it is, man. Bearman's been messaging.
Shout out,
Kojo,
man.
Still, but yeah.
Prem's back, bro. How you feeling?
I'm happy because, I mean, I'm not gonna lie to you. This is the first time in a while I've enjoyed the international break because we had a quality game in the Nations League.
We
had some good goals as well. Obviously, certain goats were scoring hat tricks as per usual, setting themselves up for overhead kicks as well. So just doing their thing. And then there was Neymar and Lucas Paqueta doing wonderful things, and then they passed someone else. Well, so ups and downs. But I'm happy to have Prem back. Prem of everything. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it is what it is. Lyes, got that right? Lyes. Just to make sure.
Bro, you got it, man. Come on, you got it.
Yeah, listen, Premier League football back on our screens. How you feeling about this weekend's games, man? Because there's a lot of big games in that as well.
It's been a good stress-free 2 weeks, man. I'm not actually looking forward to this coming back. International break has kind of just been a vibe, but it's kind of like United is like that drug that is not good for you, but like we need it at the same time.
Yeah, man.
So it's good to have them back until we turn on the TV and start watching them play. I'm sure then we're gonna wait for the next international break, but it's gonna be a tough one this weekend, man. Leicester, with all the injuries that we have, the form that we're in, it's gonna be a tough game at the King Power.
Yeah, I think we should go straight into the preview quickly because this kicks off a run of fixtures where could it make or break Ollie? I don't want to say that because I know he's gonna stay, so I'm not sure if it's make or break, but. Osman, let me come to you, man. Leicester away. To me, yeah, I'm going to ask you a question. Is this the easiest game of the running? Or there's no easy games? Because I'm looking at Leicester right now. They're not looking too great. I think they've only won 2 games this season. So
I mean, look, Leicester aren't doing well, but notoriously we've struggled with Leicester in the last 3, 4, 5 years. Vardy tends to do well against us. I'm somewhat happy Bailly up against Vardy. Their battles have been brilliant over the years, and Bailly's pocketed him practically every single time also, so that's a positive. But I don't think this is the easiest game. I think the Spurs game is the easiest game, and I know that's a bit of a cop out because they slapped us.
yeah.
I know people want me to say Arsenal for banter purposes, but the truth is we always lose to shit teams, so Arsenal's not going to be an easy game. So that's going to be difficult for us. We always struggle against them, low block teams, etc. But yeah, no, the Spurs game for me is the easiest. I just don't think a lot of the players want to be there, to be honest. Obviously, Nuno is going to probably be under pressure at that point as well. Leicester, to the extent Brendan Rodgers is kind of under pressure also, but I just feel like Leicester, if you look at our last 2 games, we're very susceptible to the counter-attack at the moment. Has Ollie and his coaching staff gone away and done their homework? How do we stop the counter-attack? I mean, no, probably not. I mean, if Everton could cut us open with absolute ease, Leicester or the Kings or counter-attack, let's be real, in the Premier League, that's what they won the league over to an extent. And in general, they tend to play counter-attack football to perfection. So although they're not flying at the moment, as the famous saying, stars make fights, and Leicester on the counter-attack against the Man United team that's going to try and break them down is set up for them to beat us, to be honest. So it'll be interesting to see how they play it. If they play counter-attack, then I would see them get a lot of success. So I'm not confident going into this game at all, to be honest.
Mate.
I'm just keeping it real. I don't want to be negative, but
I hear what you're saying.
I don't want to come on here and just chat nonsense as well. At the end of the day, we've got to be realistic. This is where we're at.
Lyes, let me come to you for this one because as much as the reality of that Usman speaking, a part of me always thinks only this game is when we actually turn up, where we actually, our big guns start hitting the goals. Sancho starts assisting, Pogba does what he does. Do you think that this could be the game to do that, or like Usman said, our recent, games with Leicester? I'm thinking of the FA Cup game last season. The 5-3s, the last minute goals in when we secure top 4. There's always been tight games, but do you think this is the game where we can actually slap them with the form they're in, or it's just gonna be more of the same, man?
I can't give a straight answer because Man United are a moment's team. We very easily slept them on Saturday, and we could very easily lose 3-0. Like, that's just the kind of team that Ollie has built this United team into. They are capable of absolutely anything. So yeah, this could be the game that turns our season around. But more than likely, it's not going to be that game. It's going to be another game, especially with that partnership at the back. By Lindelof, the way you saw that they ended the season last year was catastrophic when Maguire was out. Now you have Maguire out and Varane out. The defense has already been so unorganized. I think Usman brought up a good point. On the counterattack, we have been dreadful this season, or defending the counterattack. And now we're playing against the king of the counterattack in Jamie Vardy. Bailly has had success against him, but like I said, it could be the game that we turn things around, but more than likely it just isn't going to be. And I think you look at the next few games, Liverpool, Spurs, City in a few weeks. This is kind of a must win because as much as I kind of agree with you, Jerry, that, yeah, Aldi probably isn't going to lose his job. It's easy to say that now. If he loses, if he goes and doesn't win the next 3 games, if he doesn't win any game out of the next 3 or 4, combined with the fact that we couldn't beat Villa, we couldn't beat Everton, that's just results that keep mounting up against him. So if he doesn't win this game, I'm already not confident for the Liverpool game. We're in trouble in terms of Ollie. He's in trouble.
Oh gosh, this is squeaky bum time. Just that
Yeah,
big one says. Kojo, give me some positivity, man, because surely the big guns are coming back into the team. Obviously, Marshall got a start in the last game, and Cavani, but Ronaldo bags a hat trick midweek, and obviously big Marcus Rashford, Sir Marcus Rashford, MBE is back in training. Does that give us a huge boost, or like I keep saying, is it more of the same? Because we know this club, man, and this manager. So how are you feeling about the game? Because I think Rashford gives us a boost, but is it enough for us to start raving about, or let's just see how it goes?
It should give us a boost because if we're being real, Leicester. So when they signed Jan Vestergaard and I think one or two of the midfielders and I think a left back as well, they were praised for their transfer signings, but it's been a bit of a disaster class, especially
Vestergaard as well. Yeah,
Vestergaard has not been good next to Sionchu. And Sionchu sort of had a year or two where he was good before he eventually became Lord Farquaad. So, I think when it comes to us, look, I think we all say it. We've got the attacking force to give any defense hell, but it's about how we approach the game. If we're going to play the game being afraid of their counter attack, you're going to see another game of us sitting deep. If Pogba goes back into the midfield, it's going to be dictate from deep and just playing long passes. It's going to be a waste of time. And you can't be playing long passes and giving Vestergaard, who is going to be dominant in the air, the easiest day possible. But the positive is, look, defensively, they are shocking this season. They're conceding stupid goals. Burnley, Brighton, Crystal Palace, they were 2-0 up.
Yeah, I remember that game.
Man City, there was no shame in losing that game. That was 1-0, that was quite tight. But other than that, but that's the issue. Man City was tight. The other ones were not.
Yeah.
So are they going to come to Man United and sort of perform the way they did against Man City? And Man City are better than us. So I don't know if I have the confidence in us. But look, Rashford coming back as a boost. Martial didn't get much game time in the Nations League.
He got his medal though.
No game time.
I said this. So look, no, I think him not getting much game time could go against him because obviously Rashford came back in that behind closed door friendly and scored 2. So knowing Ole, the way he rushed back McTominay, he could do the same thing with Rashford. I would start Martial just because Martial, he's more fit.
You start Martial? What? You're a big fan now, or is it just needs to be biased?
Yes.
Because
Jerry, let's not even start this.
No. Because listen,
that's not even.
If you had to pick, obviously we'll get into lineups, but if you had to pick, you're going Martial. Why?
For this weekend?
Yeah.
Because I don't want another rush back of Rashford. Rashford played with a damaged ankle for 11 months.
But he's back though. He's back.
No, that's what I'm saying though. Like, let him get into it.
So I don't think personally either will start. To be honest with you, if you ask my opinion, neither.
It's gonna be Pogba left in it.
Listen, we'll get to your predicted lineups, but
yeah, no, I would put Martial on the left for this game just because he scored in the last game, and I think it just makes sense to let Rashford ease back into the first team picture properly. Different sort of intensity. Leicester's a tough game, and then you start.
When you say that, this week there's no time to ease man in. We got Atalanta.
You say that. You
and
say
Liverpool.
But I want him fit. I want him fit for Liverpool. Rashford.
Exactly.
Rashford doesn't take like 5-6 games. Rashford takes like 1 or 2, and then he goes. So if he but if he comes onto this bed of maybe 25, it's only going to social 5-10 minutes in this game, then the next game he'll be ready to play. So that's what I'm saying. But Martial,
obviously. He disagreed, but I'm asking, does Oli even have the time to be easing man in? Because like he did in the last game, he tried to change. I think he needs to play his best team every time. And
how many games in a row was Jadon Sancho on the bench for?
Yeah.
Okay.
But this is Rashi, as he calls him. That's his guy. That's his guy. So, Osman,
Jerry, what would you do before you come to me? What would you do? Say with chest, what would you do? Because I feel like you're gonna play Rashford.
Yeah, because why not? I don't want to say the whole let's ease him in. Why? He's ready. He's ready to play. If he's on the bench, that means he's ready to start for me. And
if he's ready, play him. Yeah,
you might as well just throw him in.
I don't agree at all.
Right, tell me why.
Because Martial just scored his last game. I mean, I not just because of that, but in terms of the fact that Martial is a confidence player. You need all of your players to contribute if you're going to be successful. It's a season's a long season. You can't just play Martial, start him. He scores from his first start in a while. And okay, granted his performance wasn't great, but after his goal, he started to come alive, and that was the Martial that we've seen of old. When he's confident, he's demanding the ball, he's making things happen, etc. And I just think he's a bit of a cop-out. If he's finally scored a goal, you put him back on the bench for a Rashford that doesn't really need to start. I mean, if things are going south, then you can sub him on for 35 minutes. But I don't think we need Marcus Rashford when we've got all the other plethora of attacking talent that we've got on the pitch or at his disposal to be rushed back into a team. We've got Atlanta, we've got Liverpool, we've got Spurs, etc. We've got a lot of important games. If you rush him back and he gets injured, then what? I mean, it's a mistake. So I don't think one behind the closed, whatever the hell the phrase is, behind closed doors game against Blackburn Rovers insinuates that Marcus Rashford, after a very lengthy layoff, is fit enough to play in a Premier League game against a very potent Leicester team on the break. Leicester are going to be demanding a lot from Rashford, i.e. running back defensively, and it's going to be a physical strain on him. I think you're just looking at what we can do attackingly, but Rashford's going to be expected to defend, and Leicester ain't going to be pissing about. They're going to be playing the ball quickly on the break. They're not going to be dilly-dallying on the ball. Tillemans ain't no joke. Like, these guys move the ball quickly through the thirds. Rashford's going to be expected to get up and down the pitch, and I don't want to put that strain on his body too quickly because we need this guy for the long haul. It's like the battle of the war. We may lose the battle, but we'll win the war because we need Rashford the entire season. We don't need him for Leicester. We need him for 7-8 months, bro. We've got a very difficult period. There's no point risking him. Martial's just scored. We've all got opinions on Martial. You know my thoughts. We know X, Y, and Z thoughts. We can get into that on a later date. But Martial is a confidence player. He scored. Play him. Simple as for me. Sancho on the right, Martial on the left. Job done, mate. I don't see why we'd overcomplicate it, to be honest.
Sorry, Gaffer. I'm sorry, man. It was just.
I said Gaffer,
No, but Elias, when he says we don't need Rashford to beat Leicester, for me, I think we do. Like, the evidence is there. With him against Leicester, he's got a decent record against them. So, and you say, running up and down, is Martial suited for this game? Because, like you said, Leicester, they're not gonna, sit back. They're gonna move the ball quickly, and Martial tracking back ain't the best. So, Elias, do you agree with me that Rashford starts, or? With the confidence.
Nah, I'm not starting Rashford either, man. I would play Rashford against Atalanta midweek. I think that's a game where they're going to play high up. That's their style, and his pace on the break can beat teams in behind. That's when I would play Rashford. But I kind of share the same sentiment that this is just a game too early. Like, we remember last time, right, when he came back from lockdown, from that long-term injury, and I think he scored against West Brom, and like people were super gassed, and he came back. And he wasn't the same guy. Like, he needed time to get himself back into things. So I think for me, this is probably a game too early. I would like to see him involved against Atalanta. I'd probably play Sancho for sure because I think his last performance against Everton was really promising. I thought that's the best he's looked for us since he joined us. He looked good for England over the break. Obviously, Cristiano Ronaldo is going to play. And I would play Cavani. I would play Cavani based on the fact that, we are going to...
He's still a thing, though.
There you go. Then I'd play Greenwood, to be honest with you. I'd play those three just because, Martial scored, but I don't know, man. I'm personally not the biggest Martial fan. And off the left, honestly, I've never been a huge fan. I think he is probably better up top, which is an unpopular opinion. A lot of people think he's not a real number 9, but I think his best attribute is holding up the ball and taking care of it, and he does that up front. So I would play Greenwood, Ronaldo, Sancho. That's the front three I would play for, and then maybe play Martial in midweek. Play what's his name, Rashford in midweek. Get those guys some game time.
Cool. Now the famous double pivot. Obviously, Fred is stuck in Brazil. Is this Donny's chance, Kojo? Or didn't even let me finish?
No, it's not. You heard the voice note I sent you earlier. He's gonna call Fred and be like, "No, listen. Just say you're not fit for the game, man. Just you play for us. Suddenly you are fit. Maybe just something happened. Look, Donny is not. I don't think Donny's going to start this game because at this point, if he's not getting consistent minutes or fair minutes in like cup games, league games are a myth. That's as simple as it is. Matic gets more minutes than him in the midfield. So I think you'll see McTominay. I do actually think you'll see McTominay and Pogba in the middle. I don't think Matic. Yeah, I know, but I think that's what he's going to go for because that's what he tends to do. When one of them are not available, that's when immediately Pogba gets back into the midfield.
Back to midfield.
That's what he does all the time. It's a theme. So, once you break up the dynamic duo, after that, that's when Pogba goes back into his natural position. So, I think you're going to see Pogba and McTominay. It will surprise me if McTominay doesn't start. But then if McTominay starts, I think it's going to be Matic. If Donny van de Beek starts, the shock will be... But
you'll wake up from your dream. That's what's going to happen.
Exactly. But no, he won't start. And I don't think you're going to see him start a game until January.
Oh, gosh. That's what you probably leave by then.
If he's there, he'll be starting for a different team.
Yeah, he's starting for a different
FA
team.
Cup game. FA Cup game.
Yeah, FA Cup kicks in January.
I think he'll actually play. I think he'll play this week against Atalanta.
I hope so.
Just because if he doesn't, I feel like he's actually going to fight Ollie. Like he'll probably actually square up. If he doesn't play this week, he's got to square up to that brother.
That's true, man. Because Ollie, obviously, we saw his interview with Rio Ferdinand on his channel. Man said he promised him games, and we haven't seen no evidence of that, which tells me like, is Ollie's man management really that good, Usman? Because even today we saw Romero come out and say his final year at United was very, very strange. Like he was basically training on his ones, like so. Give me your thoughts.
Yeah, I mean, the treatment of Romero doesn't sit well with me, and this isn't. I don't want to sit and just dig out Ollie for his man management because I think he has done things well with Pogba, etc. I do think he's dealt with that situation, but the way he's dealt with Romero is really perplexing. I don't understand why he went down that route of banishing him, not giving a locker, making him train on his ones. It's just a bit baffling because he isn't someone that you would. Associated with he's not a bad apple, or he's not someone that you would really remove from the squad. It didn't really make much sense. I mean, Romero kind of warranted an opportunity. Obviously, De Gea was going through a rough period at that moment in his career, as it's been well documented by Rabble fans, as we know. And I just think Romero probably warranted a start. He warranted an opportunity. So it was interesting how he dealt with that. Of course, that was a mistake on Ollie's part. But again, I can't really sit here and be overly critical because managers will make mistakes. I mean, no manager, you can't go through any manager's CV and say they've dealt with every single player, fantastically well. Like, there's always those cases with any managers. I think it'd be a bit hard for me to sit and just dig out Ollie for that because you're gonna have those cases. Obviously, you didn't fancy him as a goalkeeper. It is what it is. It was a bit disappointing the manner which you dealt with it, but. Like I said, I can sit here and talk about other like Pep, for example, with Zlatan and Yaya Toure. I mean, I'm sure Klopp's got a few, Fergie's got loads. I mean, there's loads of managers that have had similar situations with players that they just don't fancy at the club. But yeah, for me personally, the way he's dealt with Donny, just to come back onto that, is, I mean, we said it on numerous occasions. It does somewhat surprise me that he can't get any minutes at all. It really does baffle me that the fact that Fred and McTominay potentially could not be. I mean, I know McTominay's available, but that's hypothetical. They won't be available. He still won't play. Donny, like, he'll still find a way of putting somebody else there. Like, he'll probably put Bruno Fernandes back in the double pivot. He's so opposed to playing Donny. And I agree with Kojo. He's going to play in January, but it's not going to be for Manchester United Football Club. And it's going to be with someone else. So Mkhitaryan 2.0 or Kagawa 2.0. I mean, it does remind me of Mkhitaryan to an extent. Not in terms of, the positional sense, but in the way we treat Mkhitaryan. It was a bit weird the way that all panned out. I know he wasn't setting the world alight, but he did have good patches for Man United as well. So I feel like with the Donny thing, he's not going to play against Atlanta, Lyes. I don't think so. I can't see him playing against. I would love to see it, but yeah, Donny's gone in it. Basically, he's done.
That's very sad to hear, man. Anyway, let's get into the meat of the conversation today. Obviously, we're kicking off with Leicester. We're going to look at the next couple of fixtures and give our predictions. So then we come to you, Lyes. Are we winning on Saturday? Leicester, give me your score prediction and we'll look at the rest of the fixtures moving forward. So Leicester first. What are we doing, man?
That I don't think we're going to lose, which I mean,
right off the bat, see, when you say that,
good news, right? I don't think we'll lose, but you know what? I think we will win this game. To be honest with you, I think Pogba will have a good game. I think Ronaldo will have a good game, and I think that alone will put us over the finish line. That doesn't mean I have a lot of hope for the next few fixtures. That doesn't mean I have a lot of hope for the rest of the season. But I don't know. Under Ollie, you rarely see us go like 6 games, 7 games in such bad form. It's usually 3 bad games and then he bounces back. And the truth is, like I'm saying, if he doesn't beat Leicester, this next run is that's for me going to seal his fate. Like this weekend for him, I think is a must win. And for that reason, yeah, I honestly have a feeling we're going to win this game.
I love that confidence. Obviously, coming to you, Kojo. So we got a win from Lyes. Are we winning against Leicester, bro?
Yeah, I'm going to go for a win as well. I don't want us to be the team that Leicester gets on form back against.
You just know it's happening. Oh,
So
man.
I'm gonna stick my neck out and I'm gonna go 3-1 Man United. That is
Very generous.
well, yeah. I'm gonna put my faith in United this weekend.
Right.
Famous last words.
I know. I have been on this channel for about 2-3 years now, and not once have I said I'm gonna put my faith in Man United, and I choose it against Leicester. But yeah, I think I'll go for 3-1, and you know, if it's not 3-1 and it's reverse, prepare for some swearing in the group chat.
Oh wow! If it's 3-1, let's go.
That's Skeptic. It was saying 3-0 United. Osman, is it a full house? Are we all predicting wins or?
Someone in the chat's put Ndidi's injured. Is that correct?
Yeah, he's out. He's out.
Oh right. That does change it. So I'm assuming Hamza Chowdhury fills in it. Am I right in thinking that? I don't know.
Probably, yeah.
Maybe.
Oh,
Samari.
Yeah.
Oh, Samari.
Oh, yeah,
of course.
Samari, yeah.
Yes, of course. He's barely played, has he?
I reckon it'll be Chowdhury, to be honest with you, just because I think Sumari is more like the Tielemans alternative. I think it'll be Chowdhury.
Yeah, true. So that midfield's not that good then, is it really? Because Tielemans obviously would be the only one who's half decent. Madison, I'm assuming.
Have you seen ours though, bro?
No, yeah, it's a good point. But I'm telling you,
we'll make anyone look like 09 Barca.
Yeah, I mean, Fred thankfully is not available, so advantage Man United in it. So, I think the Ndidi one does sway me. I was gonna say 1-1. I'm not gonna lie. But I think the fact Ndidi's not there, I'm gonna say 2-1 Man United. I think he makes it. I'm a huge fan of Ndidi. I've always been. So I'm gonna go full house, and I think we just
we're kicking off with all wins for the first game in this period. But then next up, Champions League. I think we're third in the group by a goal difference. Obviously, Atalanta sit top. Lyes, man, Atalanta, talk to me. Obviously, you're clued up on all this stuff. How dangerous is this team for us? Because we saw in the last game, Villarreal, they were cooking us, man. And Atalanta are known for bagging goals. So, are you worried about the game, or do you think they play straight into our hands?
I think they play straight into our hands, to be honest. Like Gasperini is one of those kinds of managers that is very expansive. He plays kind of his own game, right? He's not Bielsa, but like he's a Bielsa-esque manager in that like he doesn't change for anyone. He wants to play his expansive style of football no matter what. And for me, that kind of opens up for Man United because they love playing teams that are open, expansive, can get in behind. And we are playing at Old Trafford, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think we're going to beat them, to be honest with you. I'm pretty confident that we will beat Atalanta.
I'm trying to get tickets for God knows how many weeks.
Yeah, I'm pretty confident saying we'll beat Atalanta.
Wow. Osman, do you share the same thoughts? Because he does say they play into our hands, but if you look at Villarreal, if it's Atalanta, they're snapping 3-4 goals, man.
No, but I think Villarreal was a tough team for us because they're so rigid. Like we are terrible at breaking down deep blocks.
4-0. Wow.
4-0 is excessive.
That's
I think
mad.
it'll be like a 3-1 to be honest. But Villarreal are tough for us to play against because we suck at breaking down deep blocks. But Atalanta they play like Leipzig, like Leeds kind of football. Yeah, that's what I expect to see against us.
Yeah, shout out Eddie, man.
Big up Eddie, man. Smash the like,
Thank you, bro. I appreciate the love. Obviously, shout out to everyone else in the comments. Don't worry, I'm reading every comment.
Osman,
yeah,
every time your brother says United
I know. Lyes, that's my brother, by the way. Every time he says something like that, we've lost.
When he says United win easy, my heart.
So I'm and every time I go to the game in the chat, every time I go to the game, we're dead. So I'm happy I couldn't get tickets. So that's obviously a positive. I know, Lyes, I hear what you're saying in terms of they're very gun-ho, they're very attacking, etc. And, on paper, that should benefit us, open spaces. We should hit them on the break. We should capitalize. I mean, I know we can't say caveats, but if Jadon Sancho is playing this game, then we win. I'm confident we'd win.
Why do you say that?
Because he's absolutely world-class. On the break, he's quality on the break. In open space, if you watch him when he was at Dortmund, on the break, the guy is absolutely devastating. Like his ability to obviously carry the ball firstly, but secondly, his decision making, his weight of pass. I just love him. I'm such a huge fan of Sancho and transition as well in particular. That's probably his strongest asset because he's like I said, his decision making is A1. So if Sancho plays against Atlanta, we should definitely win that game. I'd be confident, but I'm not gonna, be a cop out. I'm a bit worried about Atlanta. I think that we've got who's our defense? Like, is it?
I'm about to get into that because are they going to be able to?
Maguire's first game back, if I'm right, I'm thinking. So he's going to be rusty. He's going to be like.
He'll probably make Liverpool. I don't think he makes Atalanta. I'm not sure.
Oh my God, bro!
So it's going to be. But it's going to be either if Bailly's not fit, it means Jones is starting. And just throw it down. Unless he plays Scott McTominay defense. Right, I'm gonna stop waffling. I'm gonna say we draw 1-1. I'm gonna stop waffling. I'm gonna say 1-1 draw. Lyes is sharp, but I just don't trust our defense, to be quite frankly honest with you, against their attack. So obviously our attack is sick, so it is what it is.
Kojo, what are you thinking, man? Atalanta, bro, big game, huge game in our hands. These are the home games we have to win if we're gonna get out this group. So what are you saying, man?
It's a game that worries me because with Atalanta, they have obviously in the last couple of years they've had a history of scoring a ridiculous amount of goals in games.
Yeah.
And the fact that we're missing our two main centre backs, it's a big problem. That's a problem. The other thing being, I know that the McTominay and Fred midfield will be back together for that game, and can they handle the volumes of attacks that?
To be fair, though, only tried the 4-3-3 last game, and it didn't look good. Obviously, Scott was hung out to dry.
That was shambolic.
Oh yeah, the 4-3-3 don't bother me because I think if you remember me saying, even though I want him to sign a defensive midfielder, I never believed he'll play a 4-3-3 consistently enough. So I'd rather he buys a centre midfielder that's just better than those guys that knows his role and does it well.
Kojo, can I ask you just both you and Lyes and obviously Jerry yourself? Because a lot of people say in the chat, and I've heard a lot of people say, are we going to go 3 at the back? So like Luke Shaw potentially, Bailly, Lindelof. But both the games in prep for Liverpool, because obviously that's potentially a concern as well if we go 4 at the back with the people we've got available.
Maybe that's not a bad shout, to be honest with you. I would not be surprised honestly if we played Telles, Shaw, Lindelof, Bailly. I didn't think about that. There is probably a good chance he plays that, especially in midweek.
That's what I'm thinking. Wait.
I'll tell you this too. Ollie has a history. Every time he's under the cosh, he reverts back to 3 in the back. Every time he's under pressure, he goes back to that.
It's a bit of a safety option for him, isn't it? And it's worked well. When we beat PSG, he played.
It worked, and it's also failed catastrophically.
The
Leipzig
one, bro.
That one. I try my best not to remember how that went.
I can't forget it.
But look, I don't know if we have the right clientele to deal with the.
I was about to ask you, look, can we quickly go through a 3 at the back system with our team, because I'm trying to piece who.
No, I think it works with what we've got available, to be honest.
Go on, Osman. Give me quickly a quick draft.
Literally, Bailly, Lindelof, Luke Shaw left centre back, Tellers left wing back, Delo right wing back. So
okay, and then the two
because Wan-Bissaka is out. Wan-Bissaka can't play anyways.
I don't think he's going to play Dalot against Atalanta. I don't think so.
Dalot has to play against. Hold on. Wan-Bissaka is suspended against Atalanta. He's still.
You're right.
Yeah. See, I told you it's Dalot. I knew it. It has to go back then. Dalot 1v1 against them. Nah, I love that.
Yeah. He getting so who's the two? Or 3 in midfield.
Pogba and whoever. I don't really care about the other one, actually, to be honest. Pogba and Matic preferably, but it's not going to be Matic. So I'm not going to waste my breath. So I just said Pogba and Fred or
front 3.
What would I? Front 3.
Ronaldo, Sancho,
Bruno, isn't it?
Oh, I forgot about him. Bloody hell.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, it would be like 5-2-1. I think it'll be like 5-2-1-2. That's what he played against PSG.
Yeah. That's what I've got in my mind, in it. 5-2-1-2.
Okay, so Dalot and Tellers to provide the width, obviously.
Correct. Yeah, that's right.
Okay, then in that case, I think you can do that. I think
that could definitely work. Like, we've got more than enough quality there.
But then who you playing up front with Ronaldo?
Fucking Rashford, man. Put him back in. Rashford and Ronaldo up top.
Okay. Yeah, Greenwood, Cavani. You got options.
We got options, bro. Don't worry about the strike. We got options for days. Rashford and Ronaldo. Come on, man.
I'm good with it. I'm just options, isn't it? This is what I'm saying. We've got options, but man don't rotate. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah.
No, but he does though. Last game we did and we lost. Well, we drew, sorry. I keep thinking we lost.
Oh yeah, it feels like I lost it.
Rotation is not one time, it's many times. Don't give him the credit.
But like I said, if he rotates again and brings Rashford in, people are gonna say, "Oh, why has he come straight back in?" Like, is like he's kind of in a lose-lose situation because if he changes the team again and the result doesn't go our way, then you know.
I mean,
How about change the team and get results? Then is that too hard to ask for a Man United manager? Like, do you know? I mean, look who is you're acting like he's got Pereira.
No. I'm just saying. I'm just like I always say. I don't want to get into this because we're gonna go.
I know,
back and
but the
forth,
point the point is right. I have no sympathy for a manager who's got a choice of Rashford, Cavani, Greenwood, Ronaldo, Martial, Sancho at his disposal to rotate in and out. I mean, make it work, bro. You're getting paid the money. Figure out a system. Figure out the players that fit the system. It's as simple as that. I mean, rotate the team. I do agree with you, Jerry. I think he maybe excessively rotated it too much. I think it was like 5 players he changed in. Normally people change like 2 or 3 players and then at max. You don't go to that, extreme. So that's, obviously he's going to have to learn from that. It's as simple as that. But that doesn't mean just rotate for the rest of the season now. That 2 or 3 players here and there should be all right.
So coming to you, Kojo, just to finish off on Atlanta. Obviously, we got a win from Lyes, a draw from Usman. What are you saying, man?
I'm
Say
gonna
with your chest, man.
I'm gonna go 2-2 draw.
Yeah, I'm not used to being the optimistic one on any show, bro. That's crazy.
Funny enough, that's me being optimistic.
Fair enough.
I've been too optimistic and I'm just fed up, man. I'll be honest with you, man. That Everton game, bro, I thought we were going to slap them. Like, I was going into that game, remember, Jerry? I was like,
you said they're rubbish.
We should slap them 3-4-1. Like, they're dead. They got all depleted team. And then we got Townsend doing Sue at Old Trafford. I thought, I'm done out here, man.
Low-key, this is kind of me being pessimistic, honestly, because I'm someone who wants to see a new manager come in the door. So me saying all these results, we're going to win this game, we got another year of Ollie.
Yeah, sure. You're keeping him in the job, you.
Yeah, I'm pessimistic at this point.
Oh, fair.
But moving on. The big game, the team I despise, I hate with all my guts.
Oh, yeah, this one means a lot to me, this one.
Oh, bruv. People say Arsenal, but for me, Liverpool on Sunday next week. Usman, obviously, I see you always stick on them little fans on Twitter. Any chance you get.
Stand them, I swear to God.
But realistically speaking, obviously, are they top? No, they're same points as or above us. But how do you think Liverpool have done this season? And do you think, obviously, at Old Trafford last year they slapped us, which was kind of
we don't need to relive that. We can talk about Bruno's free kick. We can relive that one by all means. That penalty from edge of the box. But look, they've surprised me in terms of they've done better than I expected. Because I actually thought they wouldn't be as strong this season because of the fact that their squad depth is so weak and Mane and Co haven't really, hit the heights of previous years. So I thought Liverpool was struggling. I'm still hoping that comes good because obviously, nothing better than seeing them crying on timeline. But in terms of us going into that game, I could not be any more worried because I remember under Jose Mourinho when we got slapped by Liverpool, and I was watching that with my brother-in-law.
Which game was that?
When
the one that got him fired.
Jose's, the one that got Jose fired.
3-1.
We were absolutely embarrassing. And I remember that game because I was sat with my brother-in-law, who's a Liverpool fan, watching the game with him. And oh my God, I've never felt pain in my life like that. Like, it was just, he felt pity on me. And I was like, no, you got me. I don't want no pity from no Liverpool fan. But the point being is that we haven't really got a proper result against them for a while now. Like, they always seem to have a number, and I think a lot of that is down to the fact that they play with so much intensity. Yeah. And that really scares me because we know Ollie's going to play McFred, and them two against the press is going to give me palpitations on that watch along. I don't know if I can do it. Like, I don't want to be doing a watch along with losing to Liverpool. Like, that's going to be peak. But yeah, it worries me massively because the press the press and play with energy. Obviously, we tend to get out for these big games as we've done against Man City, so we can definitely do a job on them. But I just think with Liverpool, it's just a different beast to Man City. Man City against us it's just different. I just feel like Pep just overthinks it. Klopp won't overthink it. I think he'll just come and he'll press from the front. He's very bold as well. Like, even the Man City game, again, he surprisingly plays so aggressive. And again, with our defense currently available, without the likes of Varane, it's a concern for me, I must admit.
Shout out Manrick for subbing. We love that.
Thank you, bro.
Make sure you smash like. Lyes, man, obviously, I think the last win at home was when Rashford cooked Trent with that beautiful chop and slapped it.
Oh, yes, we're going to play the intro one more
Yeah.
time.
That's crazy. That was
Oh, we
3
might as
years
well, we
ago.
might as
That was
Yes, that.
yeah, I'm not
You
confused.
that goal there?
We had to, man. That had to be the
Oh
first
shit!
one, man.
I
That was
just
the
clocked
first
what
one.
just
Play
happened
it
right
one
there.
more time.
I just clocked what happened there.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
You
Bro,
love
I
to
was so
see it.
confused what just happened there for a second. I was like,
Oh,
"Oh,
sorry,
it's the goal."
my
Yeah,
bad.
obviously.
But yeah, man, that was the last time, we slapped them at home. Obviously, Liverpool are, like Osman said, they're actually flying. Salah's doing his thing. A lot of people saying he should have won Player of the Month. Listen, we don't care. We actually don't care. But yeah, how you feeling about Liverpool at Old Trafford, man? It's obviously a big game. I think it's a title decider because obviously that's the first big name that we're gonna play.
It's a title decider because it's going to decide our fate then and there, bro. That's our title decided right there. We're getting pammed, bro. I'm telling you right now, we are going to see the difference between a well-coached team and a freestyle team. That's the game that's going to basically show the whole world. If no one knows it already, that's the level that we need to get at. And in 3 years, we haven't even reached. And I think Liverpool are really...
Sorry. Oli against the big teams, it does look like he's got a plan. Like when
why, bro? We only won 2 times in the league against the big teams last season. When we were playing
I'm talking about his whole, United.
Yeah, but bro, listen. The first year that he was here, yeah, he had success because he was basically playing 5 in the back, not crossing the halfway line and hitting people on the counterattack. And then last season, when he tried to get a little expansive, he basically got found out. He only won 2 times. There was a lot of draws there. Yeah. I'm telling you right now, bro. A Liverpool team that has title aspirations, a United team that is hurting. Klopp will beat us at Old Trafford. And for me, that's going to be the game that, if it hasn't happened already, will send a lot of the Old Trafford fans kind of against Oli because he still has their faith through thick and thin. But losing at Liverpool at Old Trafford, it hurt Moyes. Obviously,
I don't like where this is going.
Mourinho, it was at Anfield, but losing to Liverpool has basically ended it for a lot of United managers. And for me, I think this is the game that, like, if he doesn't beat them, which I don't think he will, I think he will lose a large portion of the fan base.
That's tough to take, man, because obviously I know a lot of fans will be happy that we lose and get the manager out and whatnot. But Kojo, losing at home to Liverpool, I don't know. I don't want the feeling. I do not want the feeling because, like Leah said, I think that is a huge turning point of the Oli ins and the whole fan base and whatnot. But even the game where I think we drew 1-1 when Rashford scored that goal when James got this.
Yeah, James got this.
I like the way we set up and we actually played well that game. It was just unlucky that they scored the last minute equalizer. But
yeah, we had another chance, the big chance that game. We should have been 2-0.
Do you think Oli reverts? I think we played 5 at the back that game.
We did play 5 in the back because that was the game we basically nullified their wing backs because I remember that game well. So
do you think it's more of the same or like Lyes, does this still the fate and we get slapped, embarrassed at Old Trafford?
Okay, I'm a bit worried. I'll tell you why. The last time we played Liverpool with Bailly and the Lindelof,
we got humiliated, damn. Oh my god.
We lost 4-2 and that was last year.
Yeah, and they had better.
Bro, we haven't even spoken about Lindelof yet. Kojo, finish a bit. Oh my god. Did you see him on international duty? He got violated.
I haven't even seen that.
Bro,
I saw the video. Yeah, I saw that video.
He got violated on international.
But I don't know what to say about the Liverpool game because actually, if I'm being very honest, a lot of our games have been stinking draws. A lot of them. But the alarming thing for me also, I don't know about Liverpool's record. I can't remember times we've lost against them. But ever since do you remember the goal when we beat them 1-0 at Anfield when we really scored that sort of
15-16.
Yeah, that's it. After that season, we've only won twice out of the last 13 against Liverpool.
17-18 and the FA Cup?
And the FA Cup. Yeah, in all competitions.
Are you talking? So that's one field and the FA Cup. Is that it?
No, one field
was before. One field was before that.
That was like 2015.
Shit, I've been holding on to that. How long was that? Like 15-16?
Yeah,
Yeah,
40
15-16 was the Rooney
14.
goal. Yeah, 15-16 was the
that
Rooney goal.
long.
That's mad.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
so it's been that far back. So this is the point. Like, I don't know how many times Liverpool have beaten us. I think there's been a lot of draws in there. Obviously last year, and I think another win at Anfield when Salah took his shirt off. Other than that, I guess I've been stinkers, but winning 2 of the last 13, considering how we used to actually own Liverpool in the
That's
Premier League.
crazy, bro. 2 out of 13.
That's poor, man.
Pardon?
That's nuts.
Yeah, it's actually poor. And we used to own Liverpool. No matter the form that we were in, we used to actually destroy Liverpool more often than not in the Premier League. So, look, I don't know what to say. I am worried because if we don't have, we spoke to Ty earlier in the group and he said that Maguire will definitely be back. That's a good thing, but...
Is it? No.
Is it a Rusty Maguire against Salah flying?
Yeah, the first game back.
No, we say that, but there's been a couple of times when Luke Shaw has made Salah his babes.
Yeah,
basically.
Luke Shaw defends Salah very well typically, but
Yeah, exactly. So I don't want to fret. But what I'm saying is, look, this is huge because so far we're only 1 point behind them, and the contrast. You think that we were like in a relegation battle.
This is what I'm saying.
Liverpool, you think, but really and truly, we're like this. Yeah. So what worries me about
that
this
is though, bro, right? They've played City and Chelsea. We haven't.
Absolutely.
That's what I was going to say. They have every chance now to put in one hell of a performance. They can put in one hell of a performance, and after that, sort of just cruise by these other games. And I don't want them to come to Old Trafford and put in one hell of a performance. To be us 4-2 at home last year, I don't want the same thing again. That's sickening.
So top 4 as well, bro. There was a lot on the line.
Yeah, literally, man. We handed it to them. I was pissed off.
Well, look, at the end of the day, if United are really serious, if Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is really serious about making United challengers, you're winning this game. I don't care how you win it. I don't care if they have 25 shots, we have 1, and we win 1-0.
Ronaldo penalty, he takes stop off. That would be class.
Yeah, do the biggest suit.
Yeah.
I don't care how you win the game. You have to win this game. And if you don't, like Lyes said, the fan base is coming for your neck because he said it, losing against Liverpool is everything. Remember, I liked Mourinho until he started doing stupidness. But after that Liverpool game, I said, get him out.
Yeah, he had to leave.
Yeah, can I just say on the flip side, right? Because obviously I do want to say this. Like, obviously we're talking very negative, including myself here. But on the flip side, if he wins this game, then this could be a catalyst for a lot of success. Because obviously, as you just said there, we don't want to lose to Liverpool. Liverpool is the epitome of hatred in terms of football rivalry for us Man United fans, and vice versa. We know that and we accept it. But if he was to hypothetically win this game by hook or by crook, I couldn't give 2 shits how he does it. Then that could potentially sway the balance the other way. So we got to remember this could potentially be a catalyst for Oli to realistically get fans back on board. I'm not saying I'm one of them, but a lot of people would be back on board, and I'd be absolutely buzzing because there's nothing more I would love if we beat them. I can't stand them, honest to God. So you got to look at both ways. We're all saying that one side of the coin, which is he's gonna get sacked if he loses the game, etc. But if he wins this game, which is possible, then
I like this Usman.
Usman,
that's my guy.
Yeah,
I'm just playing devil's advocate.
I might just crap. I might be about to crap on my whole point that I made earlier, but we've done that before against Man City, and then nothing happened.
Somebody scored that open end against Man City.
I'm with you, Kojo.
Yeah.
No, I didn't give a shit about Ollie's at the wheel or none of that. I just, in that moment there, I was so happy when McTominay scored. I knee slid everything. I kissed the bad dog. I was there, man. So. If he does hypothetically win against Liverpool, then it could go the other way as well. So we got to bear that, man. Ollie knows that as well, man. He's a Man United fan himself. He knows that there's a potential that he could. This could be. I think the Liverpool game is make or break, Lyes. I do agree with you on that. I think either or, if we get slapped, like we all think we will, then of course he should be out the door realistically. But if he wins, some of us might have to bite our tongue a bit because he's not going anywhere anytime soon, should we say?
And even last year, he bust case because there was no fans when we lost. Now we lose this season, but Old Trafford's the booze, bro. But like you said, but if we win, I think the atmosphere. Like I know we went to the Ronaldo debut, that atmosphere was mad. But if let's say he scores a brace against Liverpool, backs off his top, I think like you said, a lot of fans will have to not shut up, but just jump on the wave, man. Beating Liverpool is always a great feeling for me. So
I'm gonna be shameless, man. I don't give a shit.
yeah,
I'm
literally, I
shameless
hate
100%.
Liverpool so much, bro.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
You men are optimistic, bro. God
Listen,
damn.
you have to
No,
be, man.
I don't think it's gonna happen. But what I'm
No,
saying
I
is, there's
am.
an off chance I am jumping on that wave because I can't stand Liverpool. Like, with every fibre of my being. But if we get slapped,
Just to conclude on the Liverpool stuff, what's the prediction, bro? Osman, start with you.
Oh, we're getting slapped. I was just trying to be honest for the podcast.
What did that monologue to say?
Nah, but obviously I got to play. I was like, nah, but the thing is, right? It just depends on the formation. He's got to go 5 at the back, man. If he doesn't go 5 at the back, I'll be very surprised. Like, we're just gonna have to play counter attack, which is embarrassing given that we are home. But that's because of the manager. That's not.
No, I'm just thinking like 3 years in, all this money spent,
I agree,
all this progress talked about, and we're still talking about 5 in the back. Hopefully we can catch him on the break. Like it's for me, it's demoralizing. So I'm not saying you're wrong. That's what he's gonna do.
Oh
but it's
I agree.
Come on, man. Are we still doing this shit? Like,
oh yeah, look, you're speaking to the converter. Don't worry, Lyes. I've been on Lyes for at least 18 months. As Jerry knows, he keeps telling me I'm wrong, but it is what it is. Look, for me personally, I just think we're gonna lose. I can't see any other result. Like I said, the intensity from Liverpool is too much. My only hope is the fans are up for it because the fans, obviously, as we know, can sway the momentum of any given game. I'm holding on for dear life.
We need the Stretford end to suck the ball in like all these.
Please, someone do something.
That quote.
I'm just gonna say 1-1 because I can't predict them to beat us. To be quite honest with you, it's a bit biased, but it's what it is.
Kojo, Liverpool at home, man. Quickly.
Loads of goal scorers on the pitch for both sides, so get prepared for a 0-0.
Damn.
Usually is, yeah.
I'll take it.
Usually isn't.
Darren said it as well. Ali gonna play scared as usual. It'll be a 0-0.
Lyes, what are you saying?
We're gonna lose. I'm just trying to think what the score is gonna be.
Lyes is cracking me up. I'm not gonna lie.
I'd say I could see us scoring like a consolation goal, maybe 3-1.
Nah, guys, stop. I think we're giving Liverpool a bit too much credit.
No, I'm not, honestly. Like, I don't even think Liverpool are like this unbelievable team, but I don't rate Ole in these situations. I'm saying 2-0 or 3-1.
Damn, son.
Ole, for his sake, needs to hope and pray that Salah is not fit for this game.
Salah's always fit, bro. That's the last player you can.
If Salah gets injured, Ole's judge is back. That's what I'm saying.
Because the form Salah's in right now, I don't like it. It's actually getting me a bit paranoid.
Bro, I'm a big Salah hater, but I can't even like say anything these days, man. Like he's unbelievable.
He's on smoke, and Shaw is looking like
he's
the one that Mourinho had to go and tell off and show him how to play football when he was on the
Hey,
pitch.
bro, my bro said that today. He said maybe Mourinho was right because the way he's playing is like.
Yo, relax.
Nah, but bro, this season he's moving weird, bro.
No, he was
right, bro.
I'm not having any Luke Shaw slander after a couple of bad games. Listen, he's doing terrible this season. I can't deny it, but you can't say Jose Mourinho is right. He's had a proper solid 18 months, like Luke Shaw has. I think like he's been 18 consistent.
Months. Nah,
bro, 18 months. But since like Williams that was displaced his position when he came back into the team, I'd say half that season, and then that last season he was quality, and obviously carried it through to Euros. Man scored in the final. It's a big game, big play, and all that good stuff. It's not his fault the team let him down, but that's England for you, innit? So it is what it is. But
all right, cool. Going to the reverse fixture, Atalanta away. I think we've touched on it. I don't think the away is our away record. Now we lost to Young Boys. It doesn't matter. Quickly, Lyes away to Atalanta. Please give me some positive news, man. What's the
I gave you positive news for the first 2 games, bro. I think this is where we start to go downhill, to be honest with you. That's how we do it, man. It's a roller coaster with the guy, man. We go 2 games, 3 games where it looks like it's going good, and then it just all comes. I think that's what it's going to be like. We're going to win the first 2, Leicester and Atalanta at home. Then we're going to lose to Liverpool, and then we're going to draw to Atalanta away. That's what I'll say. We'll draw.
I mean, it's not a bad result, is it?
Yeah, but you know what I mean. Like two wins, two games.
I know you win. As in that draw away from it's not disaster.
Yeah, we'll draw.
Now, guys, I can't lie. That last year going out the group stage, it scarred me. Let's just get the wins because I don't want to take it to the last game, fifth, sixth game, and
it'll be Villarreal away. I think the last game as well.
Oh, you see what I mean?
Yeah, bro, I'm not doing another Villarreal one. I'm
telling you.
Bro, if there's another Villarreal knockers out, I swear
mate.
to God.
He has to
If
get
Ollie's
sacked.
still in the job and he's not walked after that game, I give up, man.
Sack that instant. He has to be. Kojo, what are you saying, man? Atalanta away, Champions League.
2-1 Man United. Ronaldo is he's not allowing it. It's only him. It's only him that will not allow it. You think Ronaldo's going Europa League?
Yeah,
Ronaldo.
Hey, that
He will never allow it. He will never allow it. I'm sorry. He will never allow it. No way.
Yeah, he won't. He'll bag another hat-trick like he did against, was it Atletico Madrid?
Yeah.
When they were saying, when the fans were mocking Ronaldo.
They're getting onto him, yeah.
Yeah. Ronaldo said, I'll score a hat-trick, and man delivered, I love this guy.
Exactly.
Man said, I'm scoring a hat-trick, and he did it. After this one, Jerry, should we just touch upon this? Because obviously we don't want to go on for too long, because there's quite a lot of games in there. So I'll just give mine quickly. I'll say 1-1 again, because I don't really... I just don't fancy it against Atlanta at all. I don't know why. I just think... I know they could play into our hands, but I just feel like with the attack they got, I just feel like they could beat us. I wouldn't even be surprised if we lose to them, because we just can't defend at the moment for whatever reason. Well, we know what the reason is. The coaching shocking, but we just defensively we've been embarrassing this season. We've just conceded so many shots on our goal. And the fact that David De Gea is now become our best player of the season, and we know what De Gea is like when he's facing a lot of shots consistently. He tends to be better. When he's facing 1 or 2 shots, that's when he tends to make mistakes. It's not coincidence he's found his form again. He's facing about 10 shots a game, so it's just easier for him. But Jerry, I just want to touch upon this before we obviously wrap the last 10 minutes. I don't know if you guys have seen this or not.
Yeah, I literally watched it today.
Yeah, I just watched it as well. So just in case, obviously, Noah, thank you for the comment. Usman, have you heard the overlap debate with Gary Neville, Jamie Carragher, Paul Scholes today? Just obviously, for those of you that didn't watch it, obviously we're just going to refer to the Man United segment. They're kind of referring to Man United's best midfield. The question from Adam McCall, I believe, was like, he kind of referred to double pivot, and they kind of threw it to Scholes.
He let me down, man.
Bro, I was really disappointed. They were kind of
I couldn't believe it. Scholes.
And
what did he say?
I got Usman.
Scholes said McTominay within 5 seconds, in a heartbeat. No hesitation. So
no hesitation.
This is why all the best players end up being rubbish managers, bro. That's
McTominay has to start. He said no hesitation whatsoever. And then he said Paul Pogba next to him, but with absolutely no conviction. And then Jamie Carragher and Gary Neville chime in, basically saying, "Yeah, but really, Paul Pogba, he's defensively inept. But he plays." And then Adam said he plays well for France, but why does he not play well for Man United? Kind of referring to the lack of system, coaching, etc. They basically said it's a Pogba problem, not the coaching problem. In a roundabout way, basically. So, what are your guys' thoughts on that? Lyes, do you want to start, my brother?
I said, Scott, I can't believe that.
Listen, I don't think Pogba can play in a 2 for us, not because of Pogba, but because of the way we play. Because when we play this 4-2-3-1, right, we are not playing 3 midfielders. We're playing 2 midfielders. Because that brother Bruno, that's another forward right there. And when we play Pogba deep, I don't think it gets the best out of him. Because Bruno plays so high up, Pogba, isn't a great defensive player in a transition, because that's the chances we concede for the most part, right? They're transition chances. They beat us on the counterattack. And that's not Pogba's style. That's not Pogba's strength. He cannot defend in transition. And when Bruno is playing that high up, the liberty that he has to go venture forward up the pitch, he doesn't have the opportunity to do it as much. That's why, for me, I said it even today, I don't think Pogba and Bruno can function in midfield together under this system. With that being said, I've seen enough of Fred McTominay. And I'd rather give Pogba a chance in midfield and, if he messes up, he messes up, than seeing those 2 players play consistently for Manchester United. The thing United should have done was go buy a midfielder in the summer, but we're past that point now. And for me, you have to play your best players. And will there be selection headaches? 100%. Because Pogba has to play, whether it's out wide, whether it's in the middle, he has to play somewhere. But for me, the biggest issue was not buying a midfielder in the summer. And now you have this, how can you find the right balance between this guy and this guy, this guy and this guy? So to say Pogba does not feature in Man United's best midfield, I'd like to see where Gary Neville would feature him. Would he not play him at all? Would he play him on the wing? Because surely he's not saying he should be dropped. So that's my question, really.
I mean, the somewhat was kind of alluding to the fact that There's no better options, basically, kind of saying that, let's play Pogba because there's nobody else, basically, sort of thing. Not the fact that he's world-class talent or he should be there. And I think they kind of referred to the fact that he's basically flopped on Man United for 5 years.
Yeah,
I have to watch this. I haven't seen it yet.
It was pretty early on in the show as well, so it's like
it was the first
topic, no? Yeah, first topic. Yeah. So probably first 10 minutes. I just before we get your thoughts, Kojo, this comment's cracking me up, yeah. So I won't laugh, know what you're saying, but this is making me laugh. Passion mentioned McTominay, these lads, and that. And then someone's replied, saying, well, my brother, he can de-slam him to the bench. Oh, I love that comment. But Kojo, what are your thoughts on that, man?
Kojo's depressed, bro. You look at his brother's eyes.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I've had enough of pundits and this nonsense because from the day McIlwain came on TV and said, "If you don't shoot, you don't score."
And then you don't win.
And then Jason Cundy on his very awkward, random Newcastle rant saying they're not a big club because Chelsea won a UEFA Cup once in a while or something. Bruv, with all due respect, Paul Scholes, focus on Salford. That's it. There's nothing more for me to add to that. Honestly, just focus on Salford because that's nonsense. How does McTominay get away with so much? Anyway.
McTominay can't defend either. Like, what is this myth that he can defend?
Energy, passion, desire. That's it.
They basically want to say Pogba should not be at the club. And big one in the comments said, you have to be diplomatic. Bruv, Gary Neville went on live TV and said that Pogba, for missing a penalty, committed an act of treason. Yeah. Bro. How do you say someone's committed an act of treason for missing a penalty? It's mind blowing. But when other clubs are begging and are on golf course, golf whatever they call golf,
twerking for other clubs,
walking side by side with you as if it's like flipping whatever it is, and Mary Poppins or whatever you're doing on the golf course, and you're talking about I want to go and play with Kevin De Bruyne, but that's being civil, that's being the model professional, man.
Yeah,
put your priorities out, man. Absolute nonsense. Wait, what was even the original question? I'm even pissed. I'm so pissed off now. What's the original question?
The midfield.
It's just the midfield combo in general. Obviously, it's Pogba and Matic. Pogba and Matic. Okay.
Pogba and Matic. That's it. I can't believe this. Absolute BS, man. I lie, man.
Oh God,
my head's actually getting hot. I need a drink.
Yeah.
Listen, Jerry, just give us your thoughts on that, and we'll wrap it down. Obviously, and we don't want to go.
Like I said, as soon as Scholes said that, I'm thinking like, how you of all people, the way you just said McTominay, I was thinking you didn't even think about it. Like,
when you see his reaction to Scott McTominay, bro, he said it like he's prime.
Yeah, he's proud, didn't he? He's like
he thought he's here though, like the way he said, "Yeah, well, Tommy has to get him." Oh my God!
I was disgusted, man. Like, and even Carragher said, "You don't want to see Pogba midfield, do you?" Like, he said that to Adam. I was thinking, right, like, what's your beef with Pogba midfield? He's a midfielder. Like, France, he plays midfield. So why?
His own fans didn't want to see him in defense. I don't know what he's talking about. What people don't see him in midfield, bro. Allow.
Nah, Carragher, man. Yeah, I think he's kind of stirring the pot to just wind United fans up, because even in that video, he told someone to shut up. I was thinking, raw, like,
yeah,
real.
That Man City fan,
the Man City fan. I was thinking,
I watched that back twice just to see if he had a point, and he didn't.
He didn't. He was like, because the guy was talking, he's like, just shut up. I was thinking,
you might stop talking. Last thing, actually, because before I forget, I just realized the title of the video was is Ollie kind of alluded to, is Ollie lost the dressing room. Obviously, there was speculation, etc., that some players there's a bit of unrest. I just want to get your guys' thoughts on that before we wrap it. So, Jerry, let's start with you first, because you've barely spoken. So, obviously, you're hosting it. So, what do you reckon in terms of, is there any potential unrest, or do you think that's just absolute myth?
I don't think there's unrest. I think a lot of the players love Ollie. I even saw Jesse Lingard's players tribune today saying what he went through, when he was out of the team and whatnot. Ollie was not just his manager, but his friend. I know it sounds very romantic, but I think most of the players, they love Ollie.
What he said about Jose?
What did he say?
He was like FaceTiming him at random times or some shit.
He said Jose made me a winner. He said
maybe, but I saw that bit. Yeah. That's kind of shots to Oli because we ain't won nothing. But
yeah, exactly.
I think the players generally like him as a person. Obviously, we heard with the coach and stuff. I mean, this week that some of the players would like more, experienced man to run the sessions, which obviously falls under Oli because he picked McPhelan, he picked McKenna, he picked Carrick. And with Ronaldo coming to the team, obviously we saw in the last game against Everton, him mouthing off, walking off. I think that's just the beginning of, if we lose or drop points again, and he does that again, it could be rocky for Oli because Ronaldo, he's come here to win. He ain't come here, for second, third, a Carabao or out the Carabao Cup, but FA Cup. So, yeah, man, I think another, dropped points performance. Then if Ronaldo, throws his toes out the pram, I think a lot of players will follow. I know Pogba will be like, yeah, this guy's dead as well. Like they will all follow because Ronaldo's, the big name in the dressing room. So it's all about results, man. It's a results-driven business, and as long as we win, pick up points, I think most of the players will be on board. But as soon as it gets sour, I think the likes of the Pogbas, even Lingard still ain't signed a new deal. I heard Pogba, is it new contract? I saw 400k. Wow.
See Maguire 300k.
Yeah, man. So it's hard to say, but I think the majority of the players, they're back Oli, man. I think they're on Oli's side still.
Yeah, Lyes, what are your thoughts on the Ronaldo point? Obviously, just quickly before we wrap up. Do you think Ronaldo potentially throwing his toys out? Do you think that could happen, as Jerry said, if the results go south, so to speak?
Yeah, 100%. I think that was the whole thing about Cristiano Ronaldo coming to Manchester United. Not only are we signing a world-class legendary player, but the expectations are going to go up. And not just because he's Cristiano Ronaldo, but because he is going to expect more from everyone. Not only himself, not only the players, but including the coach. And the results this season have been poor. The performances have been even worse. And Cristiano Ronaldo is not an idiot. He has won at every single level. He knows what it takes to win. And if he believes that the methods or the management or whatever is not up to par for this team to do long-term success or to do short-term success, because listen, Cristiano Ronaldo is not here for 10 years. He's not here for 5 years. This is not a project for him. He's here to win. If he doesn't think that we're in an acceptable position to be challenging for trophies this year, he will throw his toys out the pram. He will turn on Oli because he hasn't been part of this process. He has no affiliation to the guy in a managerial sense. Yeah, they played together for a bit, but it's not like a Bruno Fernandes or a Rashford or a Martial who owe so much of their careers to Ole Gunnar Solskjaer that it seems that every time that he's under pressure, they turn up for him. Cristiano Ronaldo has no loyalty to Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. He has a loyalty to winning. He almost joined Manchester City because he's that dedicated to winning. So if the results continue poorly, if the performances continue poorly, I would not be shocked whatsoever if Ronaldo is the first one to turn on Oli, and he's the one who cost him his job. That's the way I see it.
Damn. I mean, that's why I think it's one of the best signings we've made in recent years.
You're right.
Ronaldo will get Oli's side. I mean, I don't want to be negative, but it's simple. I said it on, I think it might be Flawless the show, but I said the exact same thing in terms of, a lot of people complain about Ronaldo, and I understand the qualms regarding, his ability to press and his positional sense, etc., etc. That's a different conversation. But for me personally, you gotta look at the guy's mentality. Him walking off against Everton should be the reaction of all the players. I'm sick and tired of these. We're sorry, X, Y, Z. I know Ronaldo's doing it at the moment as well, but in general, I'm so bored of this same process post Ferguson. I don't remember Rio Ferdinand constantly going on his socials and apologizing to fans. No, why? Because they were winning shit. They didn't need to apologize. These fans were coming correct and delivering on the pitch. Ronaldo is the only guy who's going to uphold the standards of Manchester United Football Club. He will not let them slip below where he sees Man United, the Man United that he left 12 years ago. So it's as simple as that. He's going to uphold the standards. If you fall below the bar, if it's the manager, the players, he will let you know. And that's what we've been crying out for. People talk about, Man United need a Roy Keane in the dressing room. Well, Ronaldo is basically that Roy Keane at the moment. He's going to shove a rocket up everyone's arse. So for me, it's a breath of fresh air. Long may it continue. If he gets Oli's side, get him a statue outside the stadium. That's what I think. Kojo, we'll let you finish off the show, my brother. What do you reckon, my guy?
Ronaldo is not only sort of, I won't say in control, but he is a big factor, not only in Ole's future, but a lot of the players' future as well. Remember at Real Madrid when he made a statement sometime about saying that basically the team's not good enough to challenge for the Champions League, and then they improved the midfield and suddenly they were that good. It's like that. That's the kind of thing that he can influence as well. One of your best player, when your top player, your most prized asset, is saying, "You're not giving me the tools," and don't forget this, me. You're not giving us the tools to win stuff. That you start makes you worry a little bit. You start to think, "Oh wait, hold on." He's making a point here, and he's not someone that's afraid to leave because he's left home at a young age. He left Man United when he was very comfortable there. He left Real Madrid when he didn't need to leave Real Madrid, and then he's now going. That's Juventus come back to Man United. He's not someone that's scared to rattle some feathers. So I think it's good for Ole. He needs to make sure that he does not make another mistake like he did against Everton. You do not bench your top goal scorer and your best creator. I don't care what team it is, and well, unless it's obviously like a League 2 team. You have to start your boys. That's as simple as it is. It's a Premier League game. You have to win every single game. Every game is important. So that's why Ronaldo was pissed off. De Gea was angry. Pogba walked off straight away. You'll see more of that if the same continues. But a lot of these players, man, get let away with a lot. And if Ronaldo's playing with them and he continues to see the same nonsense, don't be surprised if you see on Twitter one morning Ronaldo says this team's not good enough to win.
Bro, did you see when Everton scored? He was literally telling Fred, "Why didn't you just chop him?" Literally,
bro. And
Common sense, brother.
What came to my mind that time when he did that? Remember when Messi scored that goal, took his shot off and showed it?
Yeah,
Ronaldo was angry because no one chopped down.
Yeah, no one took him down.
Roberto was running and no one chopped. He said, "Kill him." He said, "Just chop him, bro."
Legit.
So if you're not willing to do that, step aside and bring someone else in. That's what Ronaldo's going to bring to the team. It's good. Mentality is important in every aspect of football.
Facts. But yeah, Jerry, I think we'll wrap it there. Listen, I just want to say a massive thank you to obviously, first and foremost, Jerry for hosting the show. Obviously, doing A1 job, always, my guy. We'll have to take in turns because it's only right, and I can't just keep interviewing
it's hard, man. It's hard, man.
Yeah, I mean, it's not Jerry. You're doing a fantastic job. But listen, make sure you show love to Jerry, obviously. United Team Talk. There, everyone's socials obviously down below. The links will be down below as well, so obviously subscribe to their channels. Obviously, make sure you drop a like, hit notification bells on their socials as well. All that good stuff, mate. Support all the homies. Obviously, that's what it's about. Before we go, as always, Lyes will come to you first and foremost as a special guest. Just plug all your content. I know you do a lot of amazing stuff, especially on BR Football as well. Let the people know if they don't already. Thank
you, bro. First of all, thank you guys for having me. It's always a pleasure. Yeah, you can find me on Twitter at whatever it is, the tag right here. I don't even know what it is. So it's somewhere there.
It's in the description.
Yeah. You can find me on YouTube at Lyes Bouzidi. And if you follow my Twitter, everything's on my pinned tweet. So just go there and follow away. But thank you again for having me, guys. Absolute pleasure. Kojo, let the people know, my guy.
Yep. Also, pretty much every week, hopefully on Manchester United, at Free Midfield podcast and Free Midfield on all the audios and everywhere else. And Lyes is not gonna like this, but I'm putting my agenda for anyway. Jorginho for Ballon d'Or.
Oh, nah, this is a great show, actually. So,
what the hell?
What?
Nah, you're trolling.
Nah, that's gotta be a troll. Wait,
you're trolling.
What?
Trolling.
I'm playing. He's
way to ruin a great show, Kojo. There you go.
You know what, Lyes, we'll talk about that after the show. But one thing I will say is, don't come prepared to show Lyes. How dare you come prepared?
Bro, what do I think?
Yeah, exactly.
How dare you come prepared to debate? Oh shit! I was gonna say that, I completely forgot. I'm not gonna lie, still.
Yeah, everyone knows about that, huh?
Yeah, bro, it's everywhere, bro. We follow you, but don't worry about it. We see you. Don't worry about it. We respect it. But Jerry, last but not least, obviously I've already shouted your idols, but in case people can't, I can't speak great English in it, so let the people know where to find you, my guy.
Yeah, man. Osman Talks United regular. Obviously, always a pleasure to host the show. Thank you for having me. And obviously, my own channel, I do my bros United Team Talk on the YouTube, and you can follow my Twitter on the screen. And yeah, man, this was a good stream. Hopefully, United could give us the 3 points on the weekend.
Kojo looks like Upper Makana.
I look nothing like him. That's nonsense, but we did.
The lack of the trims in Patrick Kojo's thought process. I love it. Oh shit! But listen, last but not least, obviously follow my socials as well. Osman Talks United. I have got a show tomorrow with one of my work colleagues, right, who's been nagging me for so long to get him on. He's an Arsenal fan, and he's basically gonna get ripped a new one tomorrow. So if you don't want to watch me bantering one of the homies from work, so yeah, tune in tomorrow at 8 o'clock. That should be absolute just vibes, basically. We're just gonna be chatting shit. So make sure you tune in for that. Saturday we got the watch along. Fingers crossed, you know, it's a happy one. And then obviously the match reaction, all that good stuff. Make sure you drop a like, subscribe to the channel, follow everyone's social down below. Everyone's links to their YouTube will be in the description. If you can't, for whatever reason, find their Twitter, just hit the link, subscribe to the channel. It's completely free. Drop a like, follow the socials. It's been your boy Osman. Peace. Happy days.